Today, I'm going to be bringing back 5 defunct NHL teams. Starting off with the Atlanta Thrashers, the Arizona Coyotes, the Quebec City Nordiques, the Minnesota North Stars, and finally, the Montreal Maroons. I'm going to be taking over the Minnesota North Stars in the hopes of winning a Stanley Cup. And yeah, we got a lot of work to do. Quite literally, nobody on the roster offensively, defensively, and our goaltenders are not very good. We are essentially starting from scratch. And I gotta build a Stanley Cup contender while adding 5 brand new hockey teams to the National Hockey League. Sounds good to me. It is definitely going to take a few seasons until the North Stars are competitive. As of right now, we have arguably the worst roster in the league. Obviously, the other teams that got expanded to the NHL, they're not going to have great teams either. Free agency is going to be massively important. At least for the first couple seasons, that's probably where we're going to build our team. As we start out the NHL season 0-5, Gavin McKenna, here we come. We just had quite literally the worst record in NHL history. No wins, 77 regulation losses, and 5 in overtime. Fuck! That is absolutely garbage. Dead last in the entire National Hockey League. Not shocking anybody. The good news is we have the best odds at number 1 overall, and we still might not end up getting it. 5 points on the season is crazy. Atlanta was very bad. The Montreal Maroons, Phoenix Coyotes, every single team that has been added to the league are not good. Minnesota was by far and away the worst. Tag Bertuzzi, 30 points in 82 games, led our squad. He only had 11 goals, and he was a minus 143. That is not even the worst minus on the team, as Brandon was a minus 161. Oh, wow, this roster needs a lot of work. Goaltending-wise, we don't have any goalies either, an 876, which honestly isn't even that bad. And then our backup had an 872. They both kind of split the games, 56 and 50. Connor McDavid is going to have the most points in the league at 120, and the most goals, that'll be Tage Thompson. Somehow in season number 1, we got Columbus sweeping the Carolina Hurricanes in the Cup Finals. Listen, I'm not even going to ask any questions. It is what it is. Kirill Marchenko went off, 10 goals, 34 points in 21 games. Kent Johnson was huge. We got Fantilli putting up 18 goals in the playoff run, and then Sean Monahan rewinded the clock back a decade, putting up 10 goals and 24 points. We got McDavid winning the Lindsay, Art Ross and Hart Trophy, TNT, the Maurice Richard. Fox is going to take home the Norris, Demidov the Calder, Marchenko, Conn Smythe, Dustin Wolf in year 2 on the Vezina, and then for the Selke Trophy, that'll go to Anze Kopitar. We better win that NHL draft lottery. I'm going to be pissed. The Quebec City Nordiques are going to steal it from us. We actually are going to end up selecting second, which is not horrible. We're not getting Gavin McKenna. Maybe we can get somebody good. Of course, McKenna will go first to Quebec City. 84 overall, franchise medium potential. And now who do we take? Goering's a power forward. We either get a choice between 2 wingers, power forward, or a sniper. I think I'm going to start it out with Goering, the American Jackson Goering, power forward, medium elite potential, and the guy already is an 82 overall. That is not a bad pick. Now, early on, I definitely have to be locked into my drafting. Otherwise, I'm going to fall behind the 8 ball. We got another Nichushkin. He is a grinder. Vitaly Nichushkin, medium elite potential. Sure, I'll grab him. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody's contract comes off the books. So we are going to have to go in free agency and build a completely new team. Of course, I got to sign Goering. He's the only guy that's going to get signed here to his entry-level contract, 82 overall. And the man already is our best player. It is time to build us a hockey team. Artemi Panarin, 93 overall. The dude only wants a 1-year contract. We can offer him the bag. Let's start off free agency with a bang. 16.5 mil for Artemi Panarin. We got to build a decor that everybody hates to play against. Jacob Trouba's that guy. 32 years old. We're going to lower the AAV. I'm probably going to have to go like 4.5. 5.5. 5.5 over the next 4 seasons is not that bad. Listen, I got like $90 million in salary cap available. I'm going to have to spend it. Luckily for us, Philip Gustafson is available in free agency. We're going to give this man 9-9 over the next 6 seasons. We got our goaltending figured out already. We should be good. We can just grab an older backup like Jonathan Quick at 2.2, and then we have one of the best goaltending tandems in the entire NHL. There we go, Minnesota. We also got to get a brand new coaching staff. We could possibly bring in John Cooper, although the guy's probably not going to want to join the worst record hockey team of all time. John Cooper ended up going to Edmonton. The man is not going to be the head coach of the Minnesota North Stars. I can't even blame the guy. I would love to coach Edmonton as well. Jacob Trouba is going to end up rejecting my offer. Rasmus Anderson went with Montreal. Boone Jenner's going to reject. Charlie Coyle's coming to Minnesota. Jack Roslovic said no. Damn, dude, this has been an awful free agency. I got rejected by Philip Gustafson. Patrick Laine decided to accept. Artemi Panarin is in town. Nick Leddy's gone with the Maroons. Timothy Liljegren is headed to Minnesota. We got Jamie Benn. Darren Radish snaked us. Jacob Markstrom is going to end up rejecting our offer. Ratko Gudas says no. We did pick up Jordan Eberle. Nick Schmaltz is going to head to the Maroons. And the bad news is we still need a head coach to add to this team. And there's not a lot of great options. Ryan Huska also is going to end up rejecting my offer. Nobody wants to come near Minnesota. It's honestly kind of like we're a disease and everybody's just trying to stay away. They wouldn't touch this team with a 10-foot goddamn pole. I'm still going to have to go out and try to find a D-man, though. Bring at least one defenseman in. And then I'm going to have to sign a head coach to this roster. There we go. At least we can rely on Patrick Waugh being stupid enough to join the team. We got ourselves a head coach. A much different looking roster compared to last season. We actually have some good players. Not a bad top line of Eberle, Kopitar, and Panarin. We got Jamie Benn alongside Charlie Coyle and Patty Laine. Backlund with Gustav Nyquist and Jaden Schwartz. We got a lot of depth on the squad, not a lot of offensive talent. We don't have a great decor at all, filled with a bunch of low 80s guys. And then Frederick Anderson and Jonathan Quick, they're both an 82 overall. We are still not winning a lot of games. Thankfully, the first season is done. That was definitely the hardest of the video. Basically finding an identity for this team. Now we got players signed, albeit a lot of them on short-term contracts. We have some decent trade value now, and we head into season number 2, hopefully getting the first overall pick. Starting from the bottom, we will eventually get there. Without even trying, I've turned Minnesota into a playoff team. 41, 33, and 8, 90 points on the season. We somehow actually snuck in the Metro. The entire National Hockey League got the Edmonton Oilers at the top, winning 59 games. Florida had a good record. Toronto was in top 3, even without Mitch. Little confusing. Our leading scorer was Artemi Panarin at 28 goals and 72 points. We had no offense. Kopi at 66, Ben 53, Patty Laine was okay, 25 goal season. Jordan Eberle had 50 points. Goering as a rook had 16 and 43 and was a minus 32. And then for goaltending, Frederick Anderson put up a 907. That's not even bad for being 37 years old. And the dude is only an 82 overall. Leon Draisaitl is going to have the most points in the league at 126, and the most goals will go to Bedsy, 63 on the season. That man was popping bottles. As we probably got the worst matchup of all time in the Florida Panthers in the first round. This is probably going to be a 4-game sweep. We are going to get fucked. They have Reinhart, Barkov, and Kachuk on their top line, all in the high 90s. Lundell, Samoskevich, Verhaeghe, Bennett, and Marshy on the third line. Good depth. They got good goaltending, good defense. Bobrovsky's a 91. Yeah, there really is not much we can do to this team. They are just top to bottom better. I don't know what to say. Maybe we'll get the EA Cement on our side. Things can change. Who knows? But as of right now, it's not looking too hot for Minnesota. We are just here to have a good time. No surprise, the Florida Panthers are going to end up sweeping us in the very first round, as we do gain some playoff experience. Not really much of a playoff run, but Jamie Benn was our best forward, 5 points in 4 games. Kopi had 5, Goring 3. That's actually a good sign, considering the dude is only 18 years old. He hasn't even turned 19 yet. We had the Blue Jackets in year number 1, and now Winnipeg in season number 2. What is going on? Somehow they're going to end up beating my Oilers in 6 games in the Cup Finals. Leon is going to take home the Ted Lindsay and Art Ross. Hart is going to go to Barkov. Maurice Richard to Bedsy. Zachary Werenski is going to win the Norris. We got Scheifele the Conn Smythe. McKenna the Calder on the goddamn Quebec Nordiques. Stuart Skinner is going to win the Vezina Trophy. And we got Crosby as the Selke. Also, Patrick Waugh won the Jack Adams, so shout out to him. He actually did a decent job. I'm going to try giving Artemi Panarin an 8.4 2-year contract. If he accepts, he accepts. If he doesn't, I don't care. The Islanders are going to get another draft lottery win. Landon Dupont and Matthew Schaefer on the same exact team. Chris Letang is going to call it a career. career. Retiring from the National Hockey League, Ryan Suter is gone. Pietrangelo, Shea Weber. Hasn't Shea Weber like been retired for like half a decade now? Sadly, we only got the 22nd overall pick, and we're probably not going to get a great talent. We could take Schroeder, playmaker, elite medium potential, the only guy really that's scouted, and he's only got top 6 medium. We still got to re-sign Artemi Panarin. He wants 7.7 on a 1-year contract. Honestly, I'll give him that. We got a shit ton of salary cap space available. I do want to keep my options open. I mean, 34 mil is enough to get a legit superstar if they come available, and that is what I'm looking for. A high 90s guy in unrestricted free agency to speed up this rebuild. Oh my god, 97 overall Cale Makar. That man is available, and the guy wants 15 mil. We're gonna have to raise it a little bit just to make sure it goes through. We're gonna go 15-5 over the next 7 seasons to have Cale Makar in Minnesota. Please. Patrick Waugh is coming out, and Jared Bednar is coming in. I'm gonna try to sign this guy and bring him to Minnesota. I don't really like the size of the market you play in, but I'm willing to live with it, so I accept. The complaining is crazy. No, we ended up losing Cale Makar to the fucking Maroons? Dude, it has been all video long. They have been screwing us. Noah Cates is going to end up rejecting. Nicholas Waugh is going to sign. Ovi accepted my offer, although I think he's glitched. No, we really needed Cale Makar, dude. That's not good at all. We can get Ovi on a $9 million 1-year contract, but I don't think the guy's going to sign. We only have 5.8 to spend now anyways. We don't have enough money. Breadman, Nemestikov, and Line is going to be our top line. And then we got the Unks, Eberle, Kopi, and Ben. Not a bad top 6. Nick Waugh isn't terrible either. I would actually love to throw this guy up on the second line, although he doesn't fit too well. Schwartz, Olofsson, Eberle, Goring. He's an 83 overall after a pretty mid-season. I thought he would grow a little bit more. We did pick up Samuel Girard, by far and away our best defenseman. And then in goal, we got Pyotr Kochetkov as our starter. 84 overall, and the man is only 28. He's going to be here long term. I fully believe Jared Bednar is a massive upgrade over Patty Waugh. The EA stats even show it as well. The A's were across the board for Bednar, and he fit our team much better. So that makes him the guy. I don't think playoffs are going to be happening in Season 3, although our division is not that good. We are currently sitting at 21, 16, and 5, so not a horrible record. It is 100% a possibility. You know what? It doesn't even matter. We're still a good team. 43, 30, and 9, 95 points on the season. Back-to-back years in the postseason. We were, of course, not a top 10 team in the NHL this season. We would end up finishing 13th. And at the bottom, we have the Atlanta Thrashers. Still in this universe, not very good. Atlanta is just not meant to have a hockey team. The year is 2028, and we got Jamie Benn leading our team in scoring with 76 points. The man also had 33 goals. Nick Waugh had 71. Breadman 71. Anze Kopitar was solid. It was overall a team effort, as we do not have that superstar on our roster. But Pyotr Kochetkov, 5 shutouts, 911 save percentage at 301 GAA. That's not great. The man had 33 wins and got us to the postseason. Willie's going to lead the league in scoring, 141 points on the season, and the most goals will go to Tummy Ache Matthews, 6-6. As we get a much more favorable matchup in the first round, playing the Buffalo Sabres instead of the Florida Panthers. Alexander Ovechkin ended up signing there in the offseason, 88 overall at the age of 42. He'll be alongside Tage Thompson. They still have Ryan McLeod on the roster with Yuri Kulik and Josh Norris, Owen Power, and Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin is up to a 93 now. That is a much better D-core than what we have, and Devin Levi at an 87 overall. Flat out is better than Kochetkov. Back-to-back seasons being down 3-0 entering Game 4. We have been an embarrassment. Let's just try not to get swept here. 4-1 lead after 1. Goring, Ben, Girard, and Breadman. Second period, we are up 6-3, and there we go. It was a barn burner, but we're gonna live to fight another day. Game 5 in Buffalo. First period, a 1-1 tie. Ben and Luosterainen. Second period, all right, we gotta dig ourselves out of a 1-goal deficit. Power play for Minnesota. Can they get anything on it? Dude, what are we doing? Josh Doan has scored his second of the game to extend the lead for Buffalo. 7 minutes remaining in the third. Things are not looking good. Carrier will get us back to within 1, and then Patrick Laine ties the game up at 3. No! Zach Benson, you bastard! Can somebody explain to me what is going on with the home and away jerseys for the Buffalo Sabres? EA Sports Dog, what are we doing? The alternates are the old jerseys that they used to have. Here we go. 40 seconds remain potentially on our season here in Buffalo as the Minnesota North Stars trying to come back, force overtime. We already did it once, but the Buffalo Sabres regain the lead. Josh Doan, he's into the zone again. He's got 2 goals on hat-trick watch officially. Do not let that man score. Less than 20 seconds to go. I'm probably going to have to pull the goalie. Here we go. We're going for it now. Shot on net. A great save by Devin Levi. Olofsson getting pinned on the corner. He's going to rim it up the wall. A shot from the Rockstar zone is going to squirt free. We cannot get a handle on the puck. Eetu Luostarinen will bury the empty netter, and that will do it for Minnesota. Ah, yes, it wouldn't be NHL 26 without the Florida Panthers beating my Oilers in a Game 7. Thank you, EA. We again did not make it past the first round. Artemi Panarin had 2 goals and 7 points. Kopi had 7 as well. Patrick Laine wasn't bad. I guess Domestikov was a playmaking machine. And then goaltending-wise, oh my! An 851 and a 491. Willie's going to win the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. We got Matthews, the Maurice Richard. Fox is going to win the Norris. Verhaeghe, the Conn Smythe. Also Shoresy, the Calder. Lucas Dostal, the Vezina. And the Selke's going to go to Sid for the 2nd consecutive season. The Atlanta Thrashers will win the NHL draft lottery. Anze Kopitar is going to retire after playing 1,700 games. That's a lot of games. Nicholas Backstrom is done. Brent Burns is out of here. Corey Perry, the mom killer himself. And then the GOAT, Gustav Nyquist. We're going to end up selecting 25th overall. The scouts have got to go to work. I'm not taking a risk on a guy that could potentially be, he's NHL ready in 2 seasons. Gustavo Milson in the first round. Can we take him? Top 9 potential. God damn it. I got hosed. Artemi Panarin does not want a contract extension. The man is 36, 8.7 on a 1-year contract. What if we get rid of the no movement clause and potentially trade the guy? That would more so be my speed. We got Jamie Benn. I'm probably not going to re-sign him. Jordan Eberle, no thank you. Goaltending wise, we got Kochetkov locked up. A 40-year-old Crosby is the best guy available. He does only want 12-3 on a 1-year deal. Or do we go after maybe Thomas Chabot and Dylan Strome instead? The young guys are definitely more intriguing. Kirby Dack wouldn't even be a bad guy to pick up. We can get him at like maybe 6 mil over the next 4 seasons. That's a pretty fair contract. Add in a full no movement clause and the man should end up signing, although we've been rejected quite a lot so far in the video. Dmitry Voronikov's gonna snake us and head to Quebec City. I feel like everybody we try to sign, the other expansion teams also go out and sign them. Kirby Dack's gonna end up signing in Arizona. We got Thomas Chabot headed to the New York Islanders, and the only guy we actually picked up was Dylan Strome. We got Breadman, Strome, and Laine on our top line. Domestikov centering a line with Nick Waugh and Goering, who's actually up to an 87. The dude is finally growing. But then again, our bottom 6 has gotten a whole lot weaker over the seasons. Not what it used to be. And we got Samuel Girard as pretty much our only good defenseman at an 86 overall. And Pyotr Kochetkov is still our starter. Dude, we don't have a backup. What the hell happened? I think I got to go ahead and make Dylan Strome our captain. I got to be honest. There we go. He's going to get the C. Artemi can grab an A, and then Girard on the back end. That is the leadership core here in Minnesota. Not the greatest in the world, I'll be honest. Goering's going to want 7.6 over the next 4 seasons. I mean, honestly, I'll give him that. He's up to an 87 overall. Pretty easy contract to give. And the dude is only 20 years of age. On the bright side, I think we have been the most successful expansion team so far out of the 5 added to the league. Although we have yet to win a single playoff series, the Minnesota North Stars have been back and they have been consistently a playoff team for 2 consecutive seasons. Well, we were not a playoff team this season. 40, 33, and 9 was our final record. 89 points on the year. 3rd last in the entire Metro. Also, the divisions are all over the place right now, considering I added like 5 new teams. Dallas was the best team in the NHL this season, winning 59 games. We got the Edmonton Oilers up there. Chicago had a good year. Florida, Toronto. We were not like bottom of the barrel like Phoenix or Quebec City. One of those teams are probably going to get 1st overall. We're definitely in the worst spot possible, which is mid. Shout out Dylan Strome, though. Offensively, he was great. 38 goals, 97 points. Breadman had 73. Laine had a 70-point season at the age of 30. Nick Waugh was decent. Goering had 26 goals. He's not not bad. I mean, the dude is a power forward. He's going to have to play alongside of a sniper. We need Dylan Strome down the middle with Goering and a sniper on the wing, and that will be a dynamite top line. And then goaltending-wise, Kochetkov had a 904, 3 shutouts, and 35 wins. Connor McDavid doing Connor McDavid things. And then Adam Fantilli doing Adam Fantilli things, scoring 70 goals in a single season. That man is on 117 points as well. Leon had 65, Matvey 63, and Connor Bedard 62. We got Carolina finally getting it done as they dominate the Los Angeles Kings in the Cup Finals. McDavid's going to win the Ted Lindsay. We got Fantilli, the Maurice Richard, Connor, the Art Ross, and Hart. Thomas Harley will win his very first Norris Trophy. You do not see that every day. Sebastian Aho, your mom's a hoe, the Conn Smythe, Ottinger, the Vezina, and the Selke will go to Dylan Strome from Minnesota. You're goddamn right. Give us some good luck, please. So we got New Jersey winning the lottery, and unfortunately Minnesota, where are we at? We are going to stay at number 18. 18 or 19, I can't even tell. Showtime, Patty Kane is retiring. The greatest American-born player of all time, Brad Marchand, is out of here. Jamie Benn is done. Jonathan Huberdeau and Jordan Stahl. Relying on the draft once again to potentially make this team a little bit better. After missing the postseason, we got to strike good on our first round pick. Boutin from Canada, Simone Boutin, elite medium sniper. He's NHL ready in 3 seasons, and he's got a similar style to Brad Marchand. Honestly, I'll take it. Top 6 is not horrible. Not the greatest NHL draft of all time, but we did pick up a lot of young prospects. Hopefully, we don't have too much money tied up in our players. Tony DeAngelo's up. Artemi Panarin as well at the age of 37. Yeah, safe to say I'm not re-signing him. We got 24 mil in salary cap to spend. Let me go with Simone Biron. The dude already is an 81 overall, medium elite potential left winger that we drafted in the 3rd round, 99th overall last offseason. This guy could really be the future. So we got Adam Fox available, but the guy wants 16 mil. Alexi Protas is an unrestricted free agency. Josh Morrissey's back. Artemi Panarin. A guy like Cole Perfetti at 27 years old wouldn't be bad. I can give Mike Matheson a 2-year contract and just lower the AAV. I mean, he's an 85 overall right now. I don't think he's going to decline that much in 2 seasons, but we're going to take that risk and see what happens. I think we have to grab Devin Levi. We don't have that number 1 starting goaltender that is like an elite level talent. $9.4 million over the next 7 seasons for Devin Levi. Please. Cole Perfetti at 8.2 over the next 5 seasons doesn't sound like a bad offer. We got a defenseman, a goaltender, and a forward. And of course, we got to make sure we have the best scouts in the business. Perfetti's going to end up rejecting my offer going to Pittsburgh. We did pick up Devin Levi, though. What about a veteran in the form of John Tavares? 2-year contract. The man is 38, but he's still a decent overall. We can lower his AAV, and we can get Johnny T at 3.4. No, we'll go 3.5. 2 seasons, full no movement clause, and there we go. Overall, I think we had a very successful offseason. We got our number 1 goaltender, and now as we head into next season, we got to be ready to get back in the postseason and go off for a Stanley Cup hunt. It's got to happen eventually, right? All right, so Goering now is up to an 88 overall. He's on that top line with Dylan Strome and Patty Laine, the playmaker, sniper, power forward combo. The second line doesn't really fit together that well, but I can move around the lineup and try to get the chemistry to fit a little bit better. Bottom 6 isn't great. I'm not going to lie. We do got Matheson and Girard. The D-core needs a lot of work to do, but luckily we have an 88 overall starting goaltender in the form of Devin Levi. This guy is legit. All I got to do is find the best chemistry combos here for my D-core, although we do get a 71 overall on our bottom pair. Bottom 6 is pretty rough. We got Bloom at a 78. We got a 74 down there. The salary is starting to get to us. Everybody is locked up long-term on this team. We don't have too many contracts coming off the books, so now salary cap's going to be even more thin. I mean, we're literally paying Dylan Strome $16 million just to have him here in Minnesota, and then Devin Levi making 9.4. Luckily, Kochetkov, this will be his final season. Honestly, good riddance. If you have made it this far in the video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to build a team from scratch, bringing back the Minnesota North Stars. And I'll be honest, things are not going my way so far. But eventually the tables, they're going to turn. We had a bit of a slow start, and now we're trying to catch up. Losing games, we started off like 2-5, I believe, and now we're 16, 19, and 4. Something has to give. Thankfully, we are back in the postseason, 43, 34, and 5, 91 points on the season. Not bad. LA is going to win our division. division, winning 48 games, and then the entire National Hockey League, Les Montréal, 53, 23, and 6. Dylan Strome's going to have a career high, 45 goals, 119 points, definitely led us offensively. Goring had 89 in a 30-goal season. That dude is nice, man. Patty Laine with 31 and 68. Tavares had 6-7. Nicholas Waugh was good. Biron had 26 goals as only like a 21-year-old. And then Devin Levi, a 910 save percentage, 4 shutouts, and 34 wins. We got our guy. Shout out to Matvei Mishkov, most points in the league at 131, and the most goals, that'll go to Tommy Matthews, still at the age of 32. The man has 65, but yet in real life, the guy's washed at 28. We get to play the number 1 team in our division in the Los Angeles Kings. They do have a 92 overall. Quinton Byfield, Kempe's a 91 also. That top line is looking nice, but outside of that, they don't really have much. Not a lot of depth on the squad. Defensively, they do got Clark at a 90, and that is much better than anything we have. And in goal, if we take a look here, an 85 overall, Carter George, World Junior legend. We are going to find out if we finally have enough playoff experience to actually make a run. I don't believe we won a single playoff series yet. Every single time we've been one and done in the first round. This time we got a 3-1 series lead. 3-2 as we head into game 6. I don't know whether I should be excited or nervous. Minnesota has an opportunity to move on. First period, no score. Second period, and we're down by 2. Not the greatest start of all time. We might actually blow a 3-1 series lead and have to go to a game 7 in Los Angeles. We don't even have home ice advantage. And LA is just getting power play after power play after power play. Yep, it's over. All right, here we go. Game 7 in Los Angeles. First period, we do have the lead. Matheson and Laine. Second period, and we're up by 3. Is that a second period hat trick by Patrick Laine? The dude has 4 goals in Game 7 so far, and the sole reason why we're winning this game. Quinton Byfield gets them back to within 2. No, please, Quinton Byfield. Devin Levi, I need you to lock it in, buddy. A 3-goal deficit in the third should be more than enough. There we go. Nicholas Waugh extends it, but Peltier makes it 2 yet again. Uh-oh. 3 minutes to go, and the Minnesota North Stars, they're not going to blow a 3-1 series lead. We are moving on, despite almost blowing a 3-goal lead in Game 7. And now we got the Dallas Stars in round number 2. They got Rantanen, Hinson, Robertson, a much better top line. Wyatt Johnston is a 92 on the second line. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of worried. Their center depth is way better than what we have. Maverick Borks an 86, and defensively, Harley and Heiskanen 91 and 93 blows us out of the water, and they have a much better starting goaltender in the form of Jake Ottinger. This could definitely be a tough series. We have to face elimination. Game 6 on home ice to bring it to 7. We're down by 1 after 1. Curtis Lazar in the year 2030. Come on, EA. What are we doing here? Second period, and we tie the game up. Patrick Laine yet again on the power play. Comes up clutch. Man, that dude has been good. The sole reason why we won that Game 7, as Faska's going to score on Levi, giving the Stars the lead yet again. Mikko Rantanen. 4-1 lead now, as it looks like the Dallas Stars are going to lock up a 6-game series defeat over the Minnesota North Stars as we lose in the second round. We actually did have a playoff run, and Dylan Strome was our best guy, 15 points in 13 games. Laine had 9 goals. Damn. Nick Waugh was pretty good. Tavares did his thing, although he was a -4. Shane Pinto was all right. Goring, that's probably his first ever playoff experience. And then Devin Levi, I can't complain. The dude had a 911. That is good enough to win a Stanley Cup. Shout out to the Canadians. They get it done over Dallas in 6 games in the finals. That could have been us. Maybe another year. Matvei Mishkov, the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. We got Bouchard, the Norris. Cole Caulfield's going to win the Conn Smythe. Dobes on the Montreal Maroons is going to win the Vezina. And then we got Dylan Strome, back-to-back Selkies. That dude is legit. The Anaheim Ducks are going to win the draft lottery. We got Alexander Ovechkin retiring as a member of San Jose. Claude Giroux is going to be gone, as well as Erik Karlsson, Tyler Seguin, Captain Series, and Matt Zuccarello. All right, I think we do have our first rounder. We picked 23rd overall. We're not going to get any high draft picks now, as we are competing. 2 bust, I'm not taking either. I'm going to go after maybe a goaltender, medium elite potential, Jesper Brännström from Sweden. I will gladly take that. I know he's a 49 overall. It is what it is. We can trade the guy. I got to be honest, that might be our best draft of the entire video. Multiple elite level players. Probably not going to be NHL ready until 4 to 5 seasons though. Bad news is Strome only has 1 year left on his contract, as well as Girard, 33 and 32 years old. I don't really know what I want to do there. That also frees up a ton of salary. It could be a good thing. thing. Jack Hughes is available in unrestricted free agency at the age of 29. Yeah, there's no way we get him unless we move some guys. He wants like $13.4 million. I don't know. Actually, we could try to make some room. Considering Dylan Strome's probably going to be gone next season, if we want to make a splash in free agency, that's definitely going to be our guy. Hold up. Let me see if I can make a move, shed some salary, and potentially bring in Jack Hughes to this roster. So Goering, we're not moving him. Yeah, we cannot shed enough salary. Everybody has no movement clauses. You can thank me for that. This man, Dougie Hamilton, has got to be out of his mind. He wants 9.4 on a one-year contract. He's an 85 overall at the age of 37. There's no shot anybody is giving that man that contract. Dude, Wyatt Johnston would be the perfect guy to add to this team, but he wants too much money. We can only give 9.8 over the next 6 seasons. It's not going to happen. Everybody wants double digits now. I mean, we're realistically looking at like an 85, 86 overall guy, potentially. Mason Marchment could be it. 35 years old. He wants 5.1. We give him a full no movement clause. We raise it to 5.3. I don't know, man. We're going to end up signing Hampus Lindholm to a 2-year contract, as well as Mason Marchment. Not the greatest offseason of all time. Goering now is up to a 90 overall, playing alongside Strome and Nick Waugh. We got line A down on the second line, although I think, I'm going to keep them the way they're at. We get a +1 on our second line also with his line combo. Tavares is completely washed now. We got B-Ron up to an 86. Warren Fogel's on the team. We picked him up in free agency. Matheson, Girard, and Lindholm. A lot of X factors. Not the highest overalls, though. And then in goal, we are faced with Devin Levi carrying this squad at an 87 overall. Honestly, good luck. Now, the question is, do we re-sign Dylan Strome? If he wants more money, no. He only wants 15.4 for the next 4 seasons at the age of 33. He is getting a little bit older. I'm going to massively regress the AAV. Try to get him in 13 range. 13.7 over the next 4 seasons for Dylan Strome. I'm going to hand that man that contract offer sealed, signed, and delivered. We'll see what happens. Girard also wants less money. 3-year contract's not horrible. If I can lower the AAV, get him down to like 6.9, I'll give him 6.9. If he doesn't want to accept that, sure, he can walk. Although he is like our only elite level defenseman in our D-core. Jared Bednar, you're supposed to be the guy. We have made the postseason a few times now. Only made the second round once. We need to go on a deep playoff run. There we go. Samuel Girard's going to return to Minnesota, and Dylan Strome also accepted, despite high taxes. I am officially starting to get worried. Building the team from scratch was definitely not the easiest thing of all time to do, although we did have a lot of salary cap available back in year 1. 3-0 to start the season. I'm hoping that this can be the year that Minnesota goes all the way, but looking at our roster, we still might be a few pieces away. The Minnesota North Stars are an absolute wagon, 12-1 to start the season, and this is looking like by far and away our best shot at potentially a Stanley Cup. We definitely came way back down to earth, 32-16-5, still a great record. I'm definitely going to have to go all in at the deadline. Just try to grab anybody to add to this team to make us a little bit better. We got Sanderson, Beniers, Sergachev, Gabe Velarde. Let's just go everybody that's available. Dylan Larkin at 8.6. Mo Seider wouldn't be bad. We're probably not going to be able to re-sign him. Our D-core kind of is pretty rough at the moment. If I'm being honest, I think Mo Seider might be the guy. We're definitely going to have to sell him multiple first-round draft picks, probably a 2032nd and 2036. Throw in 2 third-round draft picks as well, and get the Detroit Red Wings to retain some salary on Mo Sizzy. 40% retained salary on Mo Seider to bring him to Minnesota, and it is a no-brainer, done deal. We have bolstered the D-core. Now, for some odd reason, the Pittsburgh Penguins have Rutger McGroarty on the chopping block, and they only want a first-round draft pick. So let me throw in a first, a second, and a third into the deal. They're going to have to retain salary on Rutger, of course, but potentially we could get him and Seider and then re-sign both of them. Give them contract extensions, potentially. Is 50% going to be enough? It's not. We're going to have to give back some salary. Throw in Warren Fogle to make the deal go through, and there we go. Another no-brainer, back-to-back. I got to be honest, a very successful trade deadline. Mo Seider doesn't even want that much of an upgrade. We can get this man at 6.1 over the next 5 seasons with a full no movement clause. I will gladly do that. No issue at all. Now, Rutger, on the other hand, the man wants 8.2. What if we give him a full no movement clause? He wants 6 years. Let me lower the AAV. I'd love to get him down to like 6.7, but I have a feeling that might be a little bit too low. We're going to go $6.7 million over the course of the next 6 seasons. Now we actually have a good D pair. Girard and Mo Seider, 88 and 85. That's definitely going to help out our decor a ton, considering we brought in our best defenseman, and then Devin Levi, 87 overall. He's been doing good so far. Mo Seider is going to lock up long-term here in Minnesota, as well as Rutger McGroarty, the greatest general manager when it comes to signing star players on steals of contracts. It's got to be me. By far and away, our best regular season so far, 50, 24, and 8 for 108 points. Vegas, they were better. They won 7 more games. They were an absolute wagon this season, winning the President's Trophy. We got Minnesota near the top, Edmonton, Anaheim, the other Minnesota. The other expansion teams, though, they're still struggling. Montreal Maroons, they did make the postseason, winning 41 games. No expansion team has won the Stanley Cup yet. Dylan Strome is going to have himself a season. 34 goals, 128 points. Goering had 58 and 115. Biron was fantastic. Rutger McGroarty was great, although a lot of those points probably came with Pittsburgh. No, he had 21 and 17 games with Minnesota. That man was good. Mason Marchman put up points. Laine had 26 goals. Nick Waugh has been solid for years now. And then Devin Levi, 5 shutouts, 9-15, and 38 wins. We got Strome having the most points in the NHL at 128 and the most goals to Kyle Connor, who had 61. Finally, the sole reason I put the North Stars in the same exact division as the Wild, we get a playoff matchup. Minnesota against Minnesota. Minnesota somehow signed Wyatt Johnston in the offseason. I gotta be honest, I don't know how. They still have Kirill at a 94, Jordan Dumais on their top line. It's not the greatest team in the world. This is a series that we definitely need to have. Jesper Wallstedt's their starter, very similar to Devin Levi. This is one we definitely have to have. We don't want to lose to our interstate rival. We both play out of Minnesota. We got to find out who is the better team. Oh my God, EA. Make it any more obvious. Down 3-0, entering game number 4. Game 4, facing elimination. First period, we got the lead. Patty Laine. Second period, we go up by 2, and now we got to rely on Devin Levi to pack it into the third period and not allow 2 goals, as Fabian Lysell will get the Minnesota Wild back to within 1 halfway through the third. This has been a very, very tough series so far. I mean, I have no idea how the team was even up 3-0 in the first place. The good news is, though, we are not getting swept. I can't even, man. There's no excuse for us to lose to Minnesota in the first round. And there it is, a barn burner 7-6 loss. And our entire season means absolutely nothing. We had Dylan Strome only having 1 goal and 8 points in the first round. That's just not enough scoring. Goering had 4 goals, 7 points. Laine 4. Seider was good. Rutger was decent, maybe. Now, we pretty much got shut down by Minnesota, I'm not gonna lie. And Devin Levi wasn't good either, only an 890. That man has to be better. We've yet to go on a long playoff run, as I believe the Maroons actually made it to the semifinals, ultimately losing to Vancouver, though. We got Eichel taking home the Ted Lindsay and Hart Trophy. Art Ross to Dylan Strome. Maurice Richard to Kyle Connor. Evan Bouchard's gonna win the Norris. We got Mikey Anderson, Conn Smythe Trophy run. What alternate reality are we living in? Lucas Dostel the Vezina and the Selke will go to Fantilli. I believe everybody is locked up. I don't have to worry about any contract extensions. The Rangers are going to select first overall. We get Gino finally calling it a career at the age of 44. That man just loves to play. Ryan O'Reilly's done. Toffoli, Skinner, Yossi, and Stone. I traded my first overall pick, which means we only pick at 6-7. 67th overall. Not the greatest pick in the world, but I'm going to rely on my scouts. And hopefully there is a guy. Now, the goaltenders, there's a lot of medium elite goaltenders. I might as well take him. I mean, 58 overall. Who knows what happens? Biron's going to need a contract extension during preseason. 22 years old, already an 89. Everybody else is locked up, though. We don't going to get anybody back outside of like Mike Matheson, Johnny T, Hampus Lindholm. These guys are not coming back. Mason McTavish wants Kirill Kaprizov money, looking for 17 mil at a 93. Ehlers is available. We got Gabe Vilardi, Chabot. We just don't have enough salary to go after anybody. Players at this point, they're asking for way too much money. We are going to bring back Patrick Waugh. I know we fired him like many years ago at this point, but he is the best fit for our hockey club. And I guess I'm going to have to rely on the guy to bring us to a Stanley Cup, because at this rate, we're not even remotely close. And there we go. The man is happy to join the team. So we went out in the offseason and we picked up Jimmy Snuggerud. Honestly, a good contract, especially 3 years at 3.2. Jackson Goering, this guy's legit. He's only 23 years old, already a 91. We got Strome Benoit on that top line. B. Ron will play alongside Pinto and Marchment. Pretty good top six, although I am going to throw up Rutger McGroarty. Snuggeroo can center his own line with Novak and Marchment. Patty Laine, he's on his last legs. 83 overall. 2 years left at 5'5". That contract is not looking good. Defensively, we get Gerard, who's kind of washed up at this point, alongside Mo Sizzy. The rest of the D-core isn't good. And then Devin Levi, 88 overall. Biron needs a contract extension, and the dude wants 10.4 on a 3-year contract. Is the man insane? Not for real. That's way too much of an overpay. I'm going to instead give the guy a $9.3 million deal over the next 3 seasons. That is much more fair, and Sergey agrees. The only way I'm going to be able to get Jake Sanderson is if I literally give up like multiple first and seconds. I'm going to try to do a first, 2 seconds, and a third. We got to retain some salary as well. Let's see if it will go through. No, it's paid off in spades. What if I add in another second rounder? Not happening. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to give up a first round draft pick, and that will make the trade go through. Done deal. Welcome in Jake Sanderson. We had a great regular season, 49, 26, and 7, 105 points, top of the division. Columbus had a good year. Minnesota made it as well. And we got the Edmonton Oilers being the best team in the regular season. They won 55 games. Florida had a good year. But take a look at us. Dylan Strome is going to lead our team with 140 points in 82 games. Goring had a 61-goal season. That dude's development has been absolutely nutty. I mean, take a look at this. Started out year 1, only 43 points, 56 in year 2, 52. Then he explodes, 89, 115, 116. And the man is still 23 years old. Biron had 75, also 39 goals, paying into that new contract that'll kick in next season. And everybody else basically chipped in for the squad. Levi didn't have the greatest of seasons, only a 909 and 2 shutouts. Did have 41 wins, though. That's important. Back-to-back seasons of Dylan Strome having the most points in the league at 140. Also had 108 assists. That's crazy. And for the goal side here, P. Shorzy on the New York Islanders is going to lead with 73. I mean, what are you going to do with Shorzy? We got a tough matchup. Dallas in round number 1. They still got Rantanen, Hintz, and Robertson on their top line. Wyatt Johnston no longer is on the team, but they do have Larkin and Cousins, 86 and 87. Maverick Bourque still cannot get any playing time. They got the dude stuck alongside Pius Suter and Matt Rempe. Defensively, Harley and Heiskanen. Oh my, Thomas Harley is up to a 93. That is going to blow our D-core out of the water, and Ottinger has had a slight regress down to a 90, which of course is good for us. Oh my god, a 4-game sweep. That was not on my bingo card, as the Dallas Stars get absolutely thrashed by Minnesota. And now as we move on to round number 2, we're going to end up playing the Minnesota Wild, baby. Wyatt Johnston now up to a 93 overall alongside Dume and Kaprizov. Outside of their top line, their second line's pretty good. I can't even lie. Ogren, Connolly, and Gustafsson. They got a good top 6. Defensively, Favors a 90, so that's great for them. And they got a decent starting goaltender. Same, or actually no, Devin Levi I believe is an 88. Slightly better, but they're basically the same. We got a 3-1 series lead, now 3-2 over Minnesota. Are we going to have to go to a Game 7? Oh my god, what are we doing? 2-1, 2-0, and 4-3. I'm going to need us to have a good game, and a good game is exactly what we did. 3-1 win in Game 7. And for the first time ever, we are off to the conference finals. And it is going to be the team that nobody likes anymore, the Florida Panthers. I mean, hey, let's do it. It's 2032. At this point, a lot of their guys are definitely washed. Kachuk is still great. They picked up Nikolai Ehlers. Reinhardt's a 90. Barkov is all the way down to an 83. That is tough, I'm not gonna lie. They still have an older Sam Bennett on the squad. Defensively, that is a rough-looking D-core. And Ravensburg, an 86 overall. Not a bad starting goaltender. Game 7 it is, and it is a blowout. 6-2 entering the third period. It is looking like the Minnesota North Stars will finally be able to play in the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, it's 2032. It's about damn time. Minnesota up against Washington, a best of 7 for all the marbles. So the Capitals at this point, they got Ryan Leonard as their best forward, 91 overall. Connor McMichael's still on the squad. They picked up the Nuge, a 39-year-old Nugent Hopkins. It's an older, washed-up forward core that I think we have a clear advantage in. Chicky's their best D-man, and at 89, their D-core isn't great either. All the NHL teams are very shallow at this point, but Logan Thompson has an opportunity to steal a few games. We start off the series winning the first 2 games, And now on home ice in Game 4, we have the opportunity to finally get it done. First period, we got a 2-2 tie. Laine and Strome. Second period, all right. We have ourselves a hockey game. I'll knot it up at 3. The shots are low. Goaltending is optional this game. And Minnesota, 11 minutes. Yes, Dylan Strome on Logan Thompson. Former teammates. We are now officially 7 minutes away from potentially winning the Stanley Cup. All right, here we are. Potentially could be time. 2:36 remaining in the third. Still lots of time for Washington to eventually tie this game up. Hopefully they do not, though. We get a 3-0 series lead. We just got to get out of this period. 1 minute and 40 seconds is all we have to kill. We cannot be full attack. We got to be conservative. Neutral zone trap it up, get pucks in deep, get them on net, and just try to survive this final minute of hockey. We know Washington, they're going to pull their goalie at some point. Here comes Zub. Artem's up through the middle. He's going to crisscross. He gets a lane. Zub in, gets laid out. Logan Thompson is headed for the bench. Nick Waugh, come on, Nick Waugh. You can do a lot better than that. With the Stanley Cup on the line, you really have to be sure shooting that puck. Goering, yes. Send it in deep. No, he misses the empty net. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins hands it off to Ryan Leonard. Washington, they're absolutely gassed right now. Stevenson, to have led, shot on net. Good save by Levi. We got 20 seconds remaining. They're getting pinned in the corner. The puck squirts free. Jake Sanderson, a trade deadline acquisition that is going to pay off in dividends. Snuggeroo, finish it. Come on, Jimmy. What are you doing, buddy? There we go. Rutger McGroarty's 5th of the postseason. An empty net one-timer, and that should seal the deal. As the Minnesota North Stars finally get it done. The year 2032... I believe is the season that we're in right now, as we end up dominating Washington in a 4-game sweep in the Cup Finals. It took us a long time to get here, starting from scratch. Literally had nobody good on the roster, but I rebuilt this team. I built this shit brick by brick. As we got Dylan Strome taking home the Conn Smythe. 12 goals, 43 points. This dude has turned into an all-time great, a historic player in Minnesota history. The dude had 108 apples on the season this year, so you gotta imagine we are getting our money's worth with the captain, and there it is on home ice here in Minnesota. I brought back 5 different defunct NHL teams. And conveniently enough, the one that I'm rebuilding is the first one to capture a Stanley Cup as we get it done here with Minnesota. I mean, what else is there to say about Dylan Strome? 43 points is one of the greatest playoff runs of all time. Not to mention the man was 35. Goering would end up with 14 goals, 37 points, and then B-Ron 18. So it was a two-man show between these two. The dynamic duo in Minnesota, they get it done for the North Stars. And then Devin Levi puts up a .937 alongside 4 shutouts. The big 3 in Minnesota, as Minnesota is finally a Stanley Cup champion. Protas is going to win the Lindsay. We got the Maurice Richard head to Deshorzy, Art Ross to Dylan Strome. Protas is going to win the Hart. We got Bouchard, the Norris, obviously Strome the Conn Smythe, Yaroslav Askarov, the Vezina, and Adam Fantilli will take home the Selke.